This is NewsBreak26 in Southwest New Brunswick. I'm Vicki Hogarth. Here's what's happening in our part of the world. Training on issues like conflict of interest and council conduct could soon be mandatory for municipal leaders across New Brunswick. For more on this, here's CHCO's Nathalie Sturgeon.
The newly minted Local Governance Commission in New Brunswick has made some recommendations for mandatory training for municipal leaders and senior staff. It centers around code of conduct, conflict of interest, roles and responsibilities, financial matters and requirements, and the Right to Information and Protection of Privacy Act. Giselle Gauguin said these recommendations are grounded in the experience of local government councillors and senior employees who have shared their concerns with us. Many councils across the province were amalgamated to new areas, which meant taking on new councillors, adding to their terms, and being faced with challenges to their infrastructure. Dan Murphy said this recommendation aligns with the Union of Municipalities of New Brunswick.
I think it's in line with the work that the union's been, doing for the last number of years, trying to increase learning opportunities for councils and mayors and staff, and making sure that it's done in a standard and regular way, I think is important.
He said it is a great place to start, and this type of training has been discussed before, adding it is important to remember that the institution of local government has changed over time. Murphy explained they are responsible for more and new citizens being brought under its mandate. It's also being welcomed by St. Stephen Mayor Alan McEachern.
There's just so much to learn, and sometimes it takes time to figure it out. Because I can remember being a green councillor. I walked in and you're ready to change the world, and then you find out, oh, I got to do this, and then you got to do that, and there's just so many things you get to learn in a short period of time.
Council was working on an orientation package for the incoming council in 2026. He said that may continue depending on the timeline for this training. Eastern Charlotte Mayor John Craig said the more the better when it comes to learning about local government.
I've been involved with municipal government and I was thinking about that this morning before you called, for almost 19 years, and I'm still learning. I could be at it for another 20 years and still be learning more.
The commission also recommended allowing the commission to order training as a sanction in cases involving breaches of conflict of interest provisions and code of conduct bylaws, introducing regulatory changes to prohibit reprisals against complainants, and expanding the commission's authority when reviewing regional service commission boundary alteration requests to ensure larger impacts of such requests are always considered, and requiring an independent 7-year mandatory review of the Local Governance Commissions Act. Nathalie Sturgeon, CHCO-TV, St. Andrews.
Thanks, Nathalie. On Tuesday, Bell and the government of New Brunswick announced plans to build 10 new wireless sites across the province, including one in Oak Hill, part of the municipal district of St. Stephen. The expansion is part of a joint initiative to close cellular coverage gaps and extend Bell's 5G and 5G Plus networks into rural and remote communities. The issue of poor service in Charlotte County has been raised repeatedly in recent years. At an April 2nd standing committee, St. Croix MLA Kathy Baucus grew emotional as she urged the government to act faster to address gaps.
In rural areas, improved cell phone service is not a convenience. It's a matter of life and death. Several years ago, we had a young fellow who was in a car accident. His car went off the road into the woods, and nobody could find him. He was late getting home. So his family started a search, and they found him 24 hours later, just by chance. He had made it out of his car, and he was found dead at the rear of his car, but he had his cell phone in his hand. So if he had been able to reach somebody, would he still be alive?
Construction of the 10 new towers is scheduled to begin in 2026. Finally, the Charlotte County Seniors Resource Center is hosting its second annual Seniors Expo this Thursday, September 25th at the Garthland Civic Center. The event runs from 11 to 3 p.m. and will feature over 40 information booths, as well as draws, demonstrations, and a complimentary seniors cafe.
We had an expo last year, and we quickly realized how valuable providing this kind of service was to everybody. We quickly realized that there was a lot more information to a lot more service providers that we could accommodate at the expo, and so we've actually grown. So we have more vendors this time, we have door prizes.
Beyond showcasing health and support services, the Expo also highlights age-friendly clubs, activities, and community programs available throughout Charlotte County.
I think because we know how difficult things can be to navigate, how difficult it can be to get information at times, we saw this as a great opportunity to make it easy and accessible for seniors, families, guests, anybody really. Mm-hmm. And actually it's a wonderful opportunity for other service providers to meet with each other as well. Yes. So everyone can see what everybody offers, and so we can collaborate and work as a better team all together and serve the public better.
To make sure transportation is not a barrier, the center has partnered with Charlotte Dial-A-Ride to offer rides to the Expo for members. Reservations must be made at least 24 hours in advance by calling 506-466-4444 with limited availability. That's all the news I have for you. For more stories and online exclusives, visit CHCO and the Courier online at CHCO.TV.
A news and public affairs production of CHCO-TV, New Brunswick's only source for independent community television.